make some quick soup in a mason jar. I'm going to cook a couple mason jars in the pressure cooker and have some nice grab-and-go meals for the week ahead. So I'm going to use some ingredients that were left over from some food that we cooked today. Rick cooked turkey, so I'm using leftover turkey meat. Some chopped up celery, some of the great broth that came from cooking the turkey today, and that was also a pressure cooker meal, some baby carrots, and some corn. We're going to start by putting some rice in the bottom of the mason jars and seasoning with some red pepper and parsley. I'm going to start by putting the rice in the bottom of each mason jar. These are 1 pint jars. I have 2 different shapes here, but they're all 1 pint. And I'm using a coffee scooper because it's easier to get things in, but what I'm putting in is 3 coffee scoops. It's equal to 1/4 cup of rice in the bottom of each of these jars. Next, I'm going to add a couple of baby carrots to each jar. Then a few pieces of celery. These are nice chunks. And I cut up some nice turkey meat chunks, and we'll throw them in a little bit in each jar. Now I have some corn. This was actually left over from our meal, so it's a nice way to use the leftovers to make some delicious, nutritious soup. All right, I'm going to add some crushed red pepper here. I think that always adds a little extra flavor. That's good. When you're eating soup, it kind of makes you feel even warmer inside. Okay, I'm going to add some parsley flakes to this. That always makes the flavors taste good too. A little bit in each jar, and then the turkey broth. Now I left a little extra room in each of the jars, as you can see, because the rice is going to expand as it cooks. Now I have more turkey broth. I'm going to add a little bit more to this cup. We'll give each jar another dose because I want to make sure there's still liquid in there when we're done cooking and the rice is fully fluffed up. Okay, we're going to just take a fork and stir that around a little bit and make sure the rice gets all nice and juicy down there. Okay, I think that's a nice mixture. Now I'm going to take a small piece of foil just to keep the steam from the pressure cooker out of each jar. I think that looks like a nice soup coming up, don't you? Fresh ingredients and a healthy serving size as well. All right, before I put the jars in, I'm going to add 2 cups of water to the pressure cooker. This is just to create the steam. It's going to cause the heat to build up. It's going to cook the soup. We'll set each jar in there. Sometimes I would sit these on a rack, but right now I'm actually filling this really tight. So I'm just going to sit them right in the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on the Elite pressure cooker here. This is a 10 quart, that's why I can fit so many jars in there. And then I'm going to put it on the rice setting. It's 12 minutes. And that should be enough to cook the carrots, the rice, the celery, everything that we need to make the soup. Okay, we'll be back to check it when it's done. Okay, pressure cooking is done. Let's check it out. nice hot jars of soup here. Alright, this is what happens. Everything cooked perfectly in there. And the rice is nice and, the rice is nice and fluffy. And the carrots and celery are cooked nicely. Let's take another look. See how the rice cooked up on the side of the jar? You can see how everything layered, everything stayed in the jar. Alright, we're going to let these cool off. And we're going to put them in the refrigerator for meals for the week. And couldn't be easier to use some of your leftovers, right? To make some nice turkey soup. So here's another easy, fun recipe for your pressure cooker. And helps you get your meals made for the week. If you like my recipes, subscribe. You'll see a lot more as I try different recipes.